See
hear
it.
it. So
Yes.
once
Hello.
again, good morning, even
Good
if it's good
morning
morning.
on
Yeah,
Friday morning. Yeah, what time is it?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. We have a
It's
small delay.
yeah, and we are a little bit late just because we had to talk about the very important stuff without recording, and now we are
That's
talking.
backstage. Now we're
Yeah,
officially, yes, on the
yeah, and
stage.
now we will talk about Eva,
Oh,
Malika.
yes.
Now we are talking about you because what
Yes.
I've just said, that you are so gifted person, extremely gifted person, and she's I can say multitasking gifted, so multi-gifted person, especially when it comes to, for example, cooking. So she's
Uh-huh.
extremely gifted when it comes to
Oh
new
my goodness. Now
recipes.
you're making me
And
hungry, you know?
yeah, and joining some stuff I would never join together, and she knows how to do this, the whole
Combine
cooking
these
stuff.
special
Yeah,
magical
yeah,
mixtures.
combine. And
Hmm.
so, but she's extremely gifted when it comes to linguistic, when it
Wow.
comes to new languages. She's able to learn a new language extremely fast.
Cool.
And yeah, and it's a gift, it's a huge gift. It's a humongous
Humongous. Whoa.
humongous
Yes.
gift. Yeah, and for example, having her in, for example, during English, for example, English classes or some linguistic conversation, it's like, mind blowing, because she's able to recover, odkryć, yes,
Discover.
recover,
Yeah,
yeah,
discover.
discover or
Rediscover.
rediscover a word from a long past, and just to put it like a new thing in a recipe, in a cooking
Wow.
recipe. So
Can
maybe
I
so,
suggest something?
yeah,
Because if she's watching, can we invite her one time
yeah.
to the show?
Yes, we will invite her, but unfortunately,
Oopsie.
he's working for the United Nations, and he's busy now at this very moment. So he works from
An evening
nine
session.
9 to 5, I suppose, or nine
So
to
let's
six.
organize a session at 6, you
We
know?
have to organize one, so about
Or even at midnight. We can organize it at midnight.
yeah, at midnight. So
That
it
would
will
be cool in pajamas.
in pajamas, but I do not use pajama. And what should I
Okay,
do
I
then?
do. Well, I don't know.
Maybe-
Cover
Hmm.
yourself with a blanket or.
Okay. Um, okay, because this very meeting is recording now, I will not say, I will not talk about the
No, no,
nights
let's skip that
and
topic. Yeah, for now.
pajamas.
Yeah.
Let's give on the
Okay.
topic. Yeah. And as I have just said before,
Yes.
as I had said before we started the recording,
Yes.
past. I
It's
hate
perfect.
questions.
Yeah, yeah. Very good. Yes.
Yeah,
Oopsie.
we were
But you're
talking
so
about.
good at it, you see?
Yeah, so good. Yeah, so good. After 18 class, it's our 11th class.
Well, we don't talk
Um,
about grammar. We can focus on grammar soon, but
no,
for
please,
now we
no,
have
please,
other
no,
topics
please,
to
no, please,
tackle.
no, please. I will. No, 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 no. So we were
Yes.
talking about the issue that Phoebe, so Heidi Prieb,
Yes, Heidi. Her
uploaded a
nickname
new
is
speech.
Phoebe during
Phoebe.
our
Okay,
sessions.
Phoebe. So Heidi will be Phoebe. Okay, and if I say Phoebe, it means Heidi Prieb. Okay.
Exactly.
And when
I
I say
think
Phoebe from Friends, I will say Phoebe Friends. Okay, Phoebe Friends, Phoebe Friends. Okay, Phoebe.
sounds good.
Okay, do. What do you
Yes.
do? There. What you do?
What do you
Okay,
do? Yes.
what do
What do you do? Yeah.
what do you do? What do you do? Okay, but it was Chandler actually.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
Chandler.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Phoebe uploaded a new video and a new speech, but I watched only, I think, about 15 minutes. So the first part of her speech.
Hmm.
So maybe if it's okay for you, I will
I
send
will
the
send it
video
to
to
me. Yes,
you.
please. I will
Yeah,
catch up.
and we'll talk about it Tuesday.
Sure.
Next Tuesday. I think it will be interesting speech because she's talking about C-PTSD, and
Hmm.
kind of hiding your emotions and your true self, but in a different way. The point,
Hmm.
the reason that I like her speeches so much is
Hmm.
that she's all. I feel that she speaks what she really feels, and she has a huge scientific background when it comes to terms, etc., and the whole theory. So, but instead of the whole theory, she is speaking honestly, and she's speaking very frequently about her experience, and she's always well prepared, and she divides her speeches into a few parts, at least 4 parts. So the introduction, then I can say a kind of theoretical part, even if there is almost no theory. And for example, she used to use just Wikipedia or just internet with no shame, and I love it, because in the whole scientific world, using Wikipedia and just internet, when in the period when we have so many great scientific articles and so many great books just uploaded on the internet and with the free access, but the scientific world for here in Poland, especially in Poland, because I'm working in Poland, when you, for example, say that in Wikipedia, so you can compare something with Wikipedia when you try to say that Wikipedia is not a good source, but it's a kind of you are not a good scientist if you use Wikipedia, but Wikipedia. But the point is that the
it is
whole
being
world
improved.
Wikipedia, and it's so posh. I had the whole posh story about the scientific world, but okay.
That
Coming
was
back
just
to
a
the
little side
point.
remark. Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
we were
Coming
going to talk
to
about
back to the
scientific
main
work.
topic.
So
Yes.
coming back to the point, the first part is always a kind of introduction, very short introduction, and the second part is the theoretical part, even if you do not feel that that's the theoretical part. And I had to spend, I don't know, I had to listen to, I think, about 15, maybe 20 her speeches to catch the system, because she's so fluent, she's so flexible, she's so well prepared that you cannot feel the whole scientific history. And
Sure. Yeah,
and
behind it.
I have a problem with using the word, with using this construct and this word and the concept of history, because if there is a history, there should be a her story, and I don't like his story. His story. No, and that's the reason I usually use the term story.
Well,
Even
that's a better term, yeah, because
even
history is like, past
his
wars
story.
and.
And if I say and if I'm talking about his story, so his story, I should talk about her story, and I should talk about non-binary story, a double binary story. It's very tricky, and to use this term history. And that's the reason, and I definitely like, I definitely prefer to use this term story, and not only because of his story and her story and non-binary story, etc. But the point is that that every his story, her story, etc., is just a story. So even if you try to be the most, precise and extra strict to the his or her story, it's always your story. It's always your story, because you are not able to watch the whole the whole story. You are not able to fulfill with the whole story. So it's always your story. And I do not agree with this term. So the fake story and the true story. I can only say that from my point of view, it's a fake story. From your point of view, it's a true story, because
Yeah, because that's how you present yourself to me, right? Yeah.
yeah. And now we are coming back to the point, actually. So the two Phoebe's speeches.
Yes.
So when I'm presenting you my story,
Yeah.
you believe that it's the real story, that it's the true story, and from your point of view it's the her story, so it's the it is the true story. But from my point of view, if I'm aware of the fact that I'm presenting you the fake story, so my fantasy about myself, because I'm afraid of your rejection, I am afraid that you will reject me, I'm afraid of being abandoned,
Yeah.
then I am presenting you my fake story. So the point is that at this very moment, we are having at least two stories. We are having your story and my story. So we are having the true story, because from your point of view, that's the true story. But from my point of view, that's the fake story. But
Yeah.
but we have the third story too, because the anonymous observer, he or she,
Anonymous.
anonymous, yeah, he or she would say, okay, but for me it's just a story, and if I'm observing this very specific story, it's a true story, even if for you it's the fake story, even if for you, so for me it's the fake story, even if for you it's a kind of real story, but you could be aware of the fact that from time to time I'm lying, let's say I am telling lies, but for him
Uh-huh.
or for her it's a story, and if it is happening now, it's a real story, and who has the right to tell me or you that that's the fake story if it is happening? So if I'm
Yeah.
lying, if I'm telling you my fantasy self, it's from his point of view, it's actually happening. So it's the real story. And it means that it's very tricky to
Oh my
use.
goodness. Just you talking about it and me listening to it is complicated.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry. But
It's I'm not saying I don't want you to take it personally, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
I understand. I
I mean,
understand.
the deeper we dive into it, such a simple thing, just a human interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have three narratives going on there if we have an
At
observer from
least
the
three
outside.
narratives, yes, but we have much more narratives
Of
because there is
course, this is
because
just the basic,
yeah, but
I don't know how
I
to
don't
call it
want to
even.
make it complicated, even if I'm getting it,
No.
complicated. But the point is that if we start, I think so, and it's from my personal experience,
Of
but from
course.
but I think both from my personal and scientific experience when it comes to anthropological stuff and this psychological stuff, especially when it comes to evolutionary psychology and yeah, and theology. So the whole animals,
World, yeah.
word. Mm, the point is that when we are when not addicted, when we have a habit or a
Yeah.
custom, or when we have a kind of neurotic behavior, it means that we do something unconsciously. And when we do something unconsciously, but it's not breathing, for example, so it's the warunkowy odruch. When we do it unconsciously, um, it's
Unconditional, yes, say, yeah.
unconditional. Yeah, unconditional. It means that it could be very dangerous for us. Why? Because
Yeah.
when we do something unconsciously, it means that sometimes we could just don't think about our actions, and we can hurt ourselves because, step by step, I am evaporating something. No, evaporating is in
Out, out.
out. So no, I am intraporating something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am
In
intraporating
evaporating, I think you made up
evaporating
that word,
something
yeah?
without
Yes.
without being conscious, that I'm doing so. And then, for example, I'm just waking up one day and I realize that, oh my goodness, who is this man next to me?
So bad.
I
Oopsie.
do not understand Where am I? And that's the point, and that's the super thing when you are able to record, for example, yourself, and then after, for example, 1 year, just to look at you on the recording and observe you on the recording, not only just for development, I don't know, linguistic development, etc., but to, oh, just a second, because the
Courier, yes, ding dong.
Jestem. Dziękuję ślicznie, bardzo dziękuję, do widzenia. I'm here.
Wonderful.
Oh, it's not heavy at all. Okay. And then you can, you can observe yourself with no, I can say with no different stories, with no more stories. You have this very specific story which was recorded at this very specific time, and for example, after 1 year, you can just turn on the recording and observe you, and it's amazing. It's so good stuff you can do with
good stuff.
yourself. Such good stuff you can do with yourself, because as we said yesterday, not the idea, but the concept and the true story of repetitiveness.
Yes, repetitiveness. Yeah.
Repetitiveness is so
Very
dangerous.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous if we are not do it in a conscious way. It's very tricky, because it's a kind, for example, when someone wants to do something bad with you, for example, let's say your boss, and he or she wants to, for example, convince you to something on your kid, for example, and for example, he or she every day will do something very small, but it will lead to the process of convincing you about something. For example, today, Mom, can I come back home a little bit later because of something? I'm, for example, I don't know, doing some projects with my teacher, and I will be 15 minutes late. Okay. No problem. And the second day, everything is okay. He's not late, but the third day, he's 15 minutes late again, then 40 minutes, then 1 hour, and then after 1 month you are waking up and he's not at home. He's not at home. But so that's the reason I've just said that it's a very tricky process of repetitiveness, and we have to be very careful.
Very misleading.
And very misleading, and that's the process, and not process. That's the concept how repetitiveness works. So, for example, and how, for example, habits are constructed. So you started with a small thing, just 1 coffee. One coffee with friends.
I mean, then we're moving into addictions, right? It's like the next step.
Yes, because as each thing in our mental issues, but not only mental issues, each thing
everything
has it's a kind of continuity. It's a kind of line of continuity, and on the one end of the continuity you have plus, and on the other end, on the other part
side.
You have
on the other side. So on one side you said, on the other side.
Yeah. So there, for example, there you have the minimum and there you have the maximum. And you are always starting from the minimum, and it's up to you if you are able to recognize the structure of repetitiveness, and if you are able to stop yourself with doing something. Of course,
my goodness,
at the beginning it's just, I want to try something new, it's a nice thing, I think so, to try, for example, crispy fried insects.
Oh my goodness.
For example, I was, I don't know, in a country in a place where crispy fried insects are a super stuff for eating.
But
And
this is real or just imagined?
yeah, this is real. This is
Oh
a
my
part
goodness.
of
Wow.
my lecture for my students. Yeah,
Oh
where
gosh.
we are starting
Tell me
from.
more.
Yeah, we are starting from crispy fried insects and from fried pork brain with eggs. Yeah, uh, yeah. I suppose that now you are happy that you are not my student.
I mean, I haven't ever eaten that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we are not. No, 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 no. I do not force my students to eat all of this stuff. We are just looking at pictures. We are
Okay.
just looking at pictures, and because I try to cut them off from the secure base
Uh-huh.
of I know everything, and I know that the best place ever is, for example, here. And I know that if you eat crispy fried insect, you are just a freak. And I'm not a freak because I eat, for example, sausages, and so I'm not a
Yeah, yeah,
freak.
I understand
So
your
I try
line of
to
thought. Yeah.
jakby in Polish, że staram się ich tak wyrwać
Push them, yeah, out of it. As you said, cut them
out
off.
of
Yeah, that's
the
good. That's
yeah
good.
out of the borders, mental borders. But it's I don't want to say that it's a bad stuff to have your borders, etc., but just not to think that you are a strange person, so you are a kind of alien if you, for example, eat crispy fried insects. And for example, we are watching a video from Australia and aborigines when they, during weekends and during holidays, they are just
Mm-hmm.
moving from cities and going
Mm-hmm.
to the open area and hunting for
Grasshoppers or what are they? I don't know.
it's a kind of to są takie jaszczurki.
Lizards. Oh my goodness. They
Lizards,
eat
yes, yes,
lizards?
yes, yes, yes.
They
And
eat lizards?
yes, they eat lizards.
Wow.
I love this recording very much. It's from Netflix, so you can watch it. I will send it the link and I will put the link in the description. And it's not a place. Jak to się mówi, że ten. I do not work for Netflix, but I like this video very much. So
Yeah.
they just move. So during weekends and just when they have free time,
Yeah.
of course. So people with Aborigine roots, they
Uh-huh.
move to the open areas and they hunt, and and they are looking for lizards, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
highly interesting the way of killing lizards.
Oh goodness.
And
Yeah, yeah,
I
you're
not
into
recommend.
this. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
would recommend you killing lizards just to show my
Yeah,
students.
yeah, of course I
and
got it.
and
Yeah.
they are making holes in the desert and
Oh wow.
looking for lizard, and they are just uh, shooting the lizard on the
Yeah.
ground,
Oh goodness.
and that's the best thing ever, they are just hanging them like that, like for example this pencil, and scratching uh,
Breaking the back?
the back. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And they said, oh my goodness, it's so awful, it's so awful, it's so awful. But at the beginning, so for example, the class which is the previous class for that class,
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
are, for example, talking about Balkan food. So we are talking about sausages. We are
So
talking
you
about,
have a very intelligent way of preparing your students for what's coming next.
but I have to prepare them.
Yes, I know.
So we're talking about those sausages and all of this stuff like plieskavica, kebapi, oh, they love it, they love it, they love it, they love it. Then we are talking about, lizards and frying these insects, and oh, it's so awful. Who could do this? They are not normal people. They are just aliens, And then on the third class, we are watching the process of slaughtering pigs on the Balkans.
This is very
If you
brutal.
like
This is very brutal.
joy in eating kebabczynia and pliskavici and roshtil, hello.
Sorry, but that's how they do it. Yep.
Sorry, and
Oopsie.
then we are watching one very short. I will send you, and I will put the link in the description. Very short. It's a kind of commercial. It's a kind of anti-commercial about slaughtering pigs.
Gosh.
It's not. There is no violence there. There is no. There is nothing. I can say. Jak to powiedzieć, there is nothing brutal them, but this video is so. And then I asked them, okay,
mind-boggling, you can say.
Your photos and your recordings from the Balkans when you are eating pliskavici, kebabczynia, etc. I do not judge them. Not I love pliskavici.
No, you just go to the aha moment. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I just want to create the aha moment. So the moment of two moments.
Yeah.
The first moment is when they judge other people.
Yeah. We're very quick to judge
of their food behavior.
Yeah, or eating habits.
Eating behavior. So they are strange because they eat frying insects, crispy insects. They are so strange because they are eating lizards and they are just breaking their back, Oh, they are so strange, but we are eating pliskavici. It's so nice. It's so salty,
delicious.
Ślinka leci. So it's
my mouth is all watery and I'm craving for it.
Oh, okay, gosh. I do agree. My father was a butcher. But my father was a butcher. But my father was a butcher, and I know where there's very specific sausage. Where is the beginning of the sausage? I know where's the beginning.
That's a good title for a movie.
Yeah,
you want to check out what's the beginning of this sausage?
Yeah, I love sausages. But please, so the point for me. Aim, so what's the aim of my, of the whole story?
Yeah.
The aim is do whatever makes you happy. Eat whatever makes you happy. But please, in a conscious way. So please be aware of the beginning of your action. Where is the root of your action? Please love sausages. I love sausages. Please love pliskavici. I enjoy eating pliskavici. Please buy, for example, very cheap stuff, but please be aware of the kids who are working for the factories, in India, for example, or in China.
Bangladesh, everywhere there.
Please wear it. Okay, it's legal. But be aware of the root and just to be, and for me, being a human being. So to be a human being. So if you want to be double sapiens, you should be aware of the roots. You should be
That's
aware.
What we have this for.
Yes. I don't try to convince you. Please do not eat meat. Please do not wear this stuff. That's not my business.
No, that's your decision.
It's your business. It's your life. It's my life. What I'm doing. But if you are a person who wants to be called, who wants to be named Homo sapiens sapiens, please be aware of the fact that this very specific, very tasteful, very tasty, and with this flavor sausage, that what's her path from the beginning of this sausage. And if it's okay for you, it's your business.
Feel free.
But I'm aware of the fact, and I'm absolutely sure about it, that if you are aware of the roots, then you are not that you are not able to be a person who judges. Because if I'm aware of the beginning of the sausage I am just eating, if I'm aware
Yeah.
of the beans of the coffee
Yeah.
and the farms of the and the coffee farms
Yeah.
and the kids used for coffee farms, if
Yeah.
I'm aware of it and I am still drinking this coffee, it
Mm.
means that if you wear your, for example, stuff from and I know that this very specific brand use children, I will not judge you, you know, because we are the point is we are the same, absolutely the same in a different way, but we are the same. And if you eat crispy fried insects and I eat sausages and aborigines eat
Lizards, yeah.
lizards,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we do the same. The point is, we do the same. We are using food because we need food as the basic need. Without food, we cannot survive. And
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's a very
yeah,
insightful point of view, right? Because what
yeah,
do we do? We're quick to judge, very quick. It's five
yes,
seconds.
absolutely. That's the point, and that no, that's the point. That's the reason I'm still thinking about repetitiveness, and I think it's extremely important to understand your own repetitiveness and the action when which are, you know, when you behave because of repetitiveness, because someone caused you to the repetitiveness, someone put you,
Pushed you
yeah,
towards it. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pushed you,
Mm-hmm.
because, and I'm sure that if you are aware of your own repetitiveness, and you do agree, okay, I like it, I like drinking coffee, I like it, I'm extremely addicted to coffee, and I know that it hurts my health, you know.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't drink too much, but I'm aware of it, but I'm aware of the fact that there are so many actions I'm making every day, and I'm not aware of the repetitiveness of them, you know. And that's our task, to discover it. And if we discover it, then it will be definitely easier for us to discover, for example,
Other things. Yeah.
when we suffer from, for example, limerence. So the
Mm-hmm.
love obsession, so the obsession
Mm-hmm.
about someone, but it's a very specific and I have one question for you, because
Yes.
word limerence was absolutely
Mm-hmm.
new for me. uh,
Mm-hmm.
had you heard about limerence before you listened the speech?
No, no, I'll be totally honest.
I
No,
was
because I
curious.
heard about the attachment theories, obviously, yeah, but no,
Mhm. Me too.
totally
Me
honestly,
too.
no.
I
Mm-hmm.
had not heard about the limerence before I listened the Phoebe speech.
Exactly.
And what do you think about limerence? Do you agree with the because Phoebe tries to explain
Mm-hmm.
limerence in her way, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So with
Mm-hmm.
no, you know, the whole theory, but she always has the theory here,
Yeah.
always. But she always she always put the theory the through her experience, and that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
Mhm. What
Yeah,
do you
but your
think
question?
about, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about limerence? Do you so the obsession, I understood limerence as something like, no, I have a kind of obsession, love
Yes.
obsession about
Yes.
you, but because of I put you on the pedestal, and I think
Mm-hmm.
about you that you are better than me, and that you can help me in my self-esteem, in healing my self-esteem.
Yeah, yeah,
So if
using
I'm with
someone else,
you,
exactly.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so if I'm with you, it's like you know that I deserve to be with you, because you are that you are a kind of perfect person, if there's no
Mm-hmm.
perfect person in the world. So
Nope. Sorry, bad
so you are
news.
the perfect person, and I have a kind of a kind of fantasy about a kind of story, and that's my story about
Yes.
you. And I believe that being with you, for example, in a kind of love relationship, being
Yeah.
with you will help me with my self-esteem. So I will heal my self-esteem forever. And the second fake story is that I will be happy forever, and I am able to stop this
Mm-hmm.
feeling of being happy forever.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about that?
I mean, I totally agree. I mean, it's like probably we would also have to dig a bit deeper into the different types of love that we have,
Mhm.
right? Because we have the attachment theory, and then we also have even some stages of limerence. So
Uh-huh.
probably that would also have to like we would need to dig, yeah, as I said, dig a bit deeper into that, because it's rather intriguing what exactly happens right inside us. I mean, yeah,
And
people
as
who experience this.
she said, the intimacy is not possible if you are somewhere in between limerence and toxic shame. It's absolutely
Yes,
impossible.
I mean, these
Impossible.
two are contradictory even. Yeah, it's like there's no room for that, right?
There is
There's no
no
room for
product placement.
authenticity. Mm.
There is no product placement now, but it's
No.
a new gimbal.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
is going to be used soon.
Today.
Ah, yeah, in a few minutes.
Yeah, in a few minutes. Yeah. But when I was listening to her speech,
Yeah.
I cannot say that it was a kind of of mind blowing, but not because it was not a mind blowing, but because I'm after her about I mean about 20 speeches. So I went through a few mind blowings with her, and now it was just okay, one mind blowing,
Oh no, one more thing I need to keep in mind. Yes.
Yeah, and she's so deeply right
Yes,
from
isn't
my
she?
point of view. At this very moment, I'm not talking from the scientific point of view, psychological, not at all. I'm talking from my point of view as a CPTSD survivor and the person
Mhm.
who is healing from, who is in the process of healing from CPTSD.
Yeah.
Is fucking true. Absolutely. Each every time when she's talking about CPTSD, toxic shame, she's absolutely true, and she's touching, um, and she's touching stuffs, and she's touching the issues which are bypassed in
Yes.
scientific books, or
I
maybe
mean,
they are not
everything that she
bypassed.
practically talks about,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe not
Mhm.
bypassed, not bypassed,
Somehow
but
omitted or somehow
they are
put aside or
yes, because
something
for
like that.
example, yesterday I started to read this book, so Wybrakowani, bezwartościowi, wadliwi, and on the first 3 pages, 5, 6 pages, actually
Yes.
6 pages, they are talking about mm, they are talking about what I wanted to now to express. I have no idea how to express in English, but I will try.
Give it
On
to
6 pages,
Yes.
uh, authors are talking about the issue
Mm-hmm.
which for
Which no 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 for?
which Phoebe uh, needs 20 speeches.
Whoa.
And not only so it means that they are right,
Yeah, of course, I
but
understand because
they
it's
are
a.
right, but
Mm-hmm.
her one speech they put in one sentence,
Wow.
but
So look
after
how much
this one
information.
sentence
Mm.
I know nothing.
Yeah, of course you don't. Yeah, it's
I
omitted. It's
I
omitted.
just go
Or
through the sentence and say,
okay,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
that's the way it
But
has to
when I
be.
listen to her, and when she's explaining, and she's she's describing my experience, my
Mm,
personal, and I was always sure, I've been sure for 40 years that it's only my experience, and nobody feels something like that. She's describing exactly like, I don't know, we were in touch and I told her what what she has to say, you know.
yeah,
So,
unbelievable.
and then I believe her because she is describing my experience.
Mm.
I believe them too, but
Yeah, sure you do, of
first
course. But
I
yeah,
have to listen to her because I have to understand
process
that
the information simply. Yeah.
there are so many people in the world with the
Mm.
same feeling, and I have to feel it, because people with C-PTSD, they have to feel it. You have to prove it to me. It's not, I do not trust you because you have a great name. I do not trust you because you are smart. I
Mm.
will I will tell you, okay, I do agree with you, but I do not trust you. I will trust you if you deserve my trust. It means
Mm.
when I will see and when I will observe that your behavior is trustful,
Trustworthy. Yeah. Hmm.
trustworthy,
Your
trustworthy.
favorite word.
But it's absolute. It doesn't mean that it's not a great book. It is a great book because there you can find great exercises, how to practice, how to uh, discover, but absolutely with your therapist, not
Hmm.
alone,
Hmm.
not alone. So you have to have someone who will lead you
Mm.
and explain you, and because if you touch this book just by yourself, you
You
know,
will be
after five
pages.
pages you will say,
Oh no,
I'm a
this is
freak.
not for me. No, no.
No,
Okay.
no, maybe I will find something else, but I'm absolutely sure that with your
Gosh,
therapist it's great.
it's
But
worth it.
but
Hmm.
I think at the beginning of the book they should start, with these bold letters, use with therapist. Please do not
Probably
touch it with no therapy if you do not have the, I don't know, therapy support.
educational, sure, educational
But it's
background.
only my
But
point of view.
tell
Maybe,
me, Ashu, if I may ask you a question,
yeah.
can you tell me why is there such a mismatch between like what's going on? So we have Phoebe, Heidi Prieb, who, okay, so she is like, what's the mismatch? Like, what do you think? Do psychologists lack experience? Because when we read Pete Walker's book, we know that he is a CPTSD survivor. And as a result of that, because he was successful, he decided to write a book. That's the conclusion of his, let's say, journey with CPTSD.
Yeah.
So when we look at psychologists who go to school, get a professional education, do research, because obviously they have to do some research. They have to prepare a dissertation and work on it and devise one and devise their theories and stuff. So we have Heidi, psychologist. Why is there such a gap between this
Mhm.
topic? Like these two, let's say, ideologies or
When it comes to
approaches.
my professional experience, there is a huge
Mhm.
gap between um,
Everything, probably.
your knowledge, your experience, your possibilities as a scientist, and
Mhm.
the acquisitions. No,
Requirements.
yeah, to są warunki, yes, and the scientific requirements of the scientific world.
Can
So
you please elaborate? What do you mean?
if you for example, work at the university, you
Mm-hmm.
have to have points. You have to
Uh-huh.
have enough,
Okay.
number of points, etc., and you
Mm-hmm.
have to use a very specific language. When it
Mm-hmm.
comes to my profession, so humanistic, for example, you
I
have
think
to
every.
use so
Mm-hmm.
sophisticated
Mm-hmm.
and unbelievable, ununderstandable language
Okay.
for normal people. So just normal, just people, that the gap is forming at the beginning of your scientific career, that
I understand.
you have to tell it in a
So
different
there's
way.
a clash.
Yeah, you have to use more sophisticated word. You have to use more scientific language, And at the end of the story is that that normal people are not possible. It's not possible to understand you at all. And the point is, Pete Walker he's not a scientist.
Yeah.
So he's not forced to use the whole language. He's not forced to have points. And it's a great stuff when you are a scientist and a therapist. For example, my therapist,
Practical with theory. Yeah.
when I read her articles, she knows how to write an article, scientific article, with compassion.
Oh, maybe that's another thing that's missing.
Maybe
Compassion,
therapists,
empathy,
I don't
sympathy.
know. But if you write a book for survivors, for people, for example, with C-PTSD, you have to write it with a humongous amount of compassion. And compassion has to be on the first place. So you have to, from my point of view, as a survivor, you have to prioritize. And the highest level is the compassion. Then
at the top of the list, yeah.
The scientific language, etc. The compassion has to be on the top. If the compassion is not at the top, you have something which is absolutely true from the scientific point of view and absolutely
unquestionable. No, it's not useful, not unquestionable.
Nie do wykorzystania i coś nie do wykorzystania przez użytkowników, like me, for example.
Yeah, it's not possible to use it, right?
It's for me. I will read it and I will just say, no idea how to do it. One sentence at the end. For example, Christophe André. He's a therapist and a
psychiatrist
and psychiatrist, so both. And it's a great
combination
and reciprocity,
Wow, yeah.
And his books, I'm amazed by his books. So the compassion is always at the top. And then, for example, in his books, you will find a lot of quotations. So a plethora of quotations, but you do not feel that you are overwhelmed.
With them, sure. So, okay, so probably it depends on the end receiver and end reader, right? Because obviously if somebody is a scientist, then he will probably communicate on a scientific level. So if we have a CTPSD survivor scientist, then he will probably, understand the scientific stuff better. Probably.
Maybe. But if you write a book at the beginning of the book, you are starting with, if you are reading this book, it means that you are, for example, survivor, I don't know, C-PTSD survivor, on a person with a strong feeling of toxic shame, and this book will help you with recovering, etc., etc. It means that it's for me, and I don't have to be a scientist.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have to be. I'm just a person who has, with a primary school, and I have to understand this book. So I oczekuję. Please help me. I expect. If you are right, if you have just written that, if you are right, if you are writing this book, it means that you are the, I don't know, C-PTSD survivor, and I am. I expect that this book will be written, understandable.
Yeah, by using understandable language, exactly.
Thank you, Monia. I was so, sometimes I feel so.
Oh, yes, expressing yourself, exactly.
Yeah, thank you for today.
Yes, thank you too. Have a great day. Good luck with your Gimba. Have fun with it.
Yes, I will try to
use it.
Gimba.
Yes,
Yeah.
super cool.
Thank you. Have a
Thank you
nice
too.
weekend, and
You
see you
too.
next Monday, Tuesday.
Yes, we're in touch.
Bye bye.
Bye.